When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want? Now. If we can't have it, shut it down. We can't have it. Shut it down. If we can't have it, shut it down. Free Palestine. 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 What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. What do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. If we can't have it, shut it down. If we can't have it, shut it down. Free Palestine. 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 From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. من المية للمية. من المية للمية. فلسطين عربية. فلسطين عربية. من المية للمية. من المية للمية. فلسطين عربية. فلسطين عربية. Free Palestine. 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 What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. If we can't have it, shut it down. If we can't have it, shut it down.
Julie Weiner from Jewish Voice for Peace. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. Not in our name. Jews say no. The siege of Gaza has got to go. Not in our name. Jews say
You
no.
can sit on the
The
steps. You
siege
didn't get
of
me my
Gaza
coffee.
has got to go.
Did you
Not
have, did you
in
get
our
quarters
name.
to the
We
machine?
all say no. The siege of Gaza has got to
Do you
go.
know where the car is? Can you
Not
put the
in
quarters
our
in?
name.
You might not need it yet.
Say
Wait a
no.
few minutes.
The
I'm not
siege
sure
of
if
Gaza
they ticket
has got to go.
You can sit on the
You
steps.
said yourself, and the law forbids,
Hello.
nothing
Sure.
justifies
What do you like?
killing kids.
That right?
You said yourself, and the law forbids, nothing justifies killing kids. A third of Gazans are under 10. There's no excuse
Am I right?
for killing them. A third of Gazans are under 10. There's no excuse for killing them. Vengeance is not wise or free. What will you do when the whole world sees? Vengeance is neither wise nor free. What will you do when the whole world sees? You may be shocked and angry too, but don't do to another what you pay for you. You may be shocked and angry too, but don't do to another what you pay for you. Open the crossing, open the gate, let it aid before it's too late. Open the crossing, open the gate, let it aid before it's too late. Open the crossing, open the gate, let it aid before it's too late. The siege of Gaza is vicious, cruel. Let in water, food, and fuel. The siege of Gaza is vicious, cruel. Let in water, food, and fuel. Gaza, don't you cry! Gaza, don't you cry! Oh, Gaza, don't you cry! Gaza, don't you cry! Palestine will never die! Palestine will never die! Gaza,
Instagram.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No
I think they open my Instagram.
No peace! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! Not another nickel! Not another dime!
Hold me up.
Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! Free, free Palestine! 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 Free, free Palestine!
Check it out.
Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Okay now?
Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine Arabia! Palestine Arabia! Palestine Arabia! Palestine Arabia! Occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Welcome.
You gotta take your medicine.
Bienvenido. Shalom.
You have to share on the steps.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Harry Soloway. I'm with Getty, and I am one of the many wonderful organizers of this rally. My friends, we thank you for coming out today. Despite the intimidation tactics, the propaganda campaign, the mass media, the lies, the racism, we are all here today standing in unity to stop the killing. I don't know if you know, but yesterday, Israel started around the nation of Gaza. Every day leading up to now. Shame! 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 Today, my friends, I only have 2 words. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now! 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 We can talk about many things. We can talk about the ongoing violence. We can talk about the death, the injuries. We can talk about the displacement, the hostages, the thousands of Jews. And let's call them what they are. They're not political prisoners. They are hostages too. But before we do anything else, we must stop the killing. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Palestine will never die. Palestine will never die. Palestine will never die. Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Because the people see what is happening. The people around the world see what is happening. And we stand together for Palestine. Because the people see, the politicians see only their pockets, the former capitalists. The president only sees the power that he gains and how war is profitable, and he thinks it'll get him elected. The Zionists can only see the destruction of Palestine. Zionists can only see a 75-year project to destroy the Palestinian people so that they can have their own ethno-state. Shame!
Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame! Shame!
The people see the violence inflicted on Gaza, and they call it genocide and ethnic cleansing, because that's what it is. The people see settler violence in the West Bank and Jerusalem. They see refugees camps dwelling with people with no food, no water. The people see the walls and the checkpoints that separate families and loved ones. And the people call it settler colonialism, call it apartheid, and it is occupation. It must stop. The people also see the beauty, the ferocity, the courage, the resolve, the resilience.
You guys have to go inside back.
There's no place inside. And this
And we
is illegal.
stand
Why
in
this?
awe.
This is illegal. You cannot put this.
We can do
No,
this.
you cannot.
Yes, we can.
No, you
You
cannot.
have to get inside. You can't be on the street, so you can get on that side.
So we stand here together today, knowing that despite the horrors that we are witnessing, we are not
It
helpless.
says you have to pay so certain time.
We know that when we stand together, unite people of countries around the world, that our voices will be heard. And we will
You
stop
can just get on the sidewalk, please.
funding genocide. And that justice in Palestine
No, I will stay
will
here.
prevail.
This is the sidewalk.
Thank all of you for coming out today. Thank you for your courage and your integrity. You have to do what we can do, right? So, take a moment to look around. Take a moment to look around and see all the people that are in the background. And if there's anything, just thank your neighbors and the other power. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Thank you. At this time, I would like to turn the microphone over to Anani Sarah.
Move a little bit, yeah.
You're in the way of his.
Anani serves on the Westchester Human Rights Council. She's the director of Andalusia School, and is here on the board of the Muslim American Society. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone.
doing, everybody? So apparently Instagram and Facebook like the shadow ban our posts. They don't want nobody to see what's really going on. So it's our duty, because we're living here comfortable in our beds. We get to go to school. We get to go to work while everybody back home is suffering. Haram. Haram.
But I don't even feel safe. You talk about we go to sleep. I don't even feel safe going to sleep at night. It can happen here.
I agree. But that's why it's our duty. That's why it's our duty to boycott Israel, educate ourselves of all the money that's funding Israel, and protect them of that money. And we have to pass that on to our friends, and everybody we know to pass on the message. As much as we can, spam your posts, spread the message. That's the only way we can get past it. Look what's happened these past few years. You got to keep that momentum going. You have to keep that momentum going. Otherwise, it's going to die out, and they're going to forget about us again. It happened over and over for the past 75 years. We can't shut up right now. We got to spam our posts. We got to ask all our friends to join us. And if they're not going to join us, they're not our friends at this point. At the end of the day, if you're not with us, you're against us. We got to stick together. Arab, Americans, Spanish, African American, it don't matter, because at the end of the day, it's a power issue. It's not just Palestine. For us, it's personal. It's about power. We got to let these politicians know that they can't just take land. It's not their land to take, and we're not the only ones being occupied. We might be the most known, but we're not the only ones. And people need to know they can't just take land like that. It's haram. There's people living, there's kids dying. And it's crazy that I get to stay home. I'm so uncomfortable. I haven't been sleeping lately. And I know a lot of you guys feel my pain. Stop funding genocide! 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 Stop funding genocide!
Yeah, I would like to bring Ziad Ramadan, who's the former chair of the Council on American Islamic Relations in New York, and the Malcolm X and Dr. Today, he is speaking as the Director of Political Action in New York City, engaging on Gaza and over New York during Africa.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here together. This is a very important occasion. This should be happening all over the country. It is happening all over the country. It's also happening all over the world. I told people at a different rally, my favorite country in the world right now is Ireland. I love Ireland because Ireland actually adopted a BDS policy in the nation. They boycott, they divest, and they sanction. Because they know what it is to be oppressed. They know what it is to be controlled under the yoke of an oppressive colonial regime. And they know that the Palestinians were there when they were suffering in their dark times. And they're there for us. Stadiums that banned flags. Practically filled with Palestinian flags yesterday in Ireland. And there are protests all over the country. And that's how it has to be all over the world. You know, we keep on hearing the theme of deception. We keep on hearing how we're constantly being lied to in the media. Did you know that the motto of the Mossad is by way of deception, thou shalt make war. By way of deception, thou shalt make war. That is actually the theme of the entire Netanyahu political career. They have deceived everybody in the world. Netanyahu went in front of the United Nations and put up a map about the size of the paper I have in my hand showing Israel and a red line showing a fuel line coming from the Gaza Strip, going across the Middle East through Israel. And there was no depiction of Gaza. There was no depiction of the West Bank. When you stand in front of the General Assembly of the United Nations and you show a map erasing people
That is a declaration of war. The whole world saw it for what it is. He knows you don't know what it is. When he was telling the rest of the world, guess what? There will be no Gaza soon. There will be no West Bank soon. We're going to do this. It was a message to the world that this is happening. A week later, Hamas reacts. And horribly, admittedly horribly, and unfortunately. But I don't think Hamas believed that it would have been any different, whether it was then or now. They knew that this was happening because he showed the world that it was happening. That doesn't excuse them, but they know that it was happening. This is a plan. Let me tell you about deception. When they say the word war, it's a lie. There's no war. This is a genocide. Because in a war you have airplanes. In a war you have tanks. In a war you have helicopters and soldiers and hundreds of them. Palestinians have none of that. None of that. So when you have an entire military killing civilians, that's called a genocide. Hey, I want to say something about the people who put this thing together today. It goes into the deception as well, right? I want to give a little history lesson about the term Semitic. The term Semitic, when you say someone is a Semite, they're from the Semitic region. Look it up in any encyclopedia, dictionary, online. It means Semitic region. As far as I know, my family's been from Palestine for 1,000 years. I'm a Semite. When you said people who are Semitic, they're people who speak Semitic languages, like Hebrew, like Arabic, etc. We were all one people. At some point, the Zionists kidnapped that word. And they said, no, we want people to think that the only people in that area happen to be people like us. So they made it anti-Jewish. Guess what? Don't be stuck on these definitions, because as you can see, definitions can change. Forget about the word Semite. That's not important. You know why? Because now, being an anti-Semite is someone that the Zionists hate. They're going to label you an anti-Semite. If they hate you because you're effective, because you show up during the assembly, because everybody in the media, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, everybody here has a real hard time, negotiating their 6 cents. You're looking at TV and your eyes are saying, wait a minute, that side is being destroyed. How are they trying to victim? They're the ones with the helicopters and the airplanes and the tanks, and they're the ones blowing up children. The one side has planes, helicopters, and everything, and the other side has Sharpies so they can write the names of their children on their arms, so when they're walking the track, by the people massacring them, they can identify them. That's the weapon of the Palestinian right now in Gaza. Let's all band together. All of us have to stay together. And all of us have to stand against genocide. And all of us have to stand against apartheid. I remember in the 80s, as a college student, marching against South Africa's apartheid regime. And I tell my child, who's in college now, don't you dare forget this march against Israel's apartheid regime. Now remember again, I want to make this absolutely clear. We have beautiful Jewish brothers and sisters standing in solidarity against any harm done to humanity. Our enemy is an ultra-right-wing government in Israel, where a very prominent, I think the third most powerful person in Israel said Palestinians have 3 choices. You guys remember this a couple weeks ago? He said, emigrate, subjugate, be a slave, or die. Another one said on social media, Nakba, 1948? No. Nakba today. No, it's another Nakba worse than 1948. These are the words of genocide. All of us stand together in the name of God against genocide. Always stop the genocide. الله وبركاته. Peace be upon all of you. So we are here to raise our voice to say, stop genocide, stop killing, stop support violence, stop to kill babies, elders, women, moms and dads, and everyone has right to be free in this world. But the problem is, if we stand here like 100 years and raise our voice, they will never change, because we supported them when they won an election. If anyone who won an election anymore, he has to be against the genocide, or we will never give him our voice. Listen to me carefully. No one listens to weak people. And the power in this country, it is your voice. So you have to use your voice. Anyone supported genocide these days, we will never give him our voice. Never ever. We have to react. If anyone from the smallest position to the top of the pyramid, anyone, he said one word or keep silent to genocide, we will never support him. Okay, many of them, they came and give hugs and give some kisses, sweet words. And on the other hand, they send our money to kill the humanity in Gaza. And this is, we will never let anyone to cheat us anymore. Never. This is my message for you guys. Power in this country, your voice. Power in this country, election. Power in this country, use it in the correct way. Promise me, anyone, they supported violence, they supported genocide, they supported occupation, we will never support him. You have to use your power. If you sincerely do not say, you know what, election can do nothing. No. Election did a lot. Our president now, he's in the office because of us. Because of our voice. Okay? Not because of you, but because of the voice. This is the message. Because of the voice. Because of the election. I think because of you too. But because of the election, because of your voice. So please, you have to register for vote. You have to raise your voice up. You have to show your voice. You have to raise your voice and say, we will never support anyone, support the genocide. We will never let anyone to use our money, our tax money. We work it hard and we give the money and we send our money as a weapon to Israel. We will never let them go anymore like that. We have to use our voice.
Our voice, our power. Our voice, our power.
Guys, listen to me. Emotionally, your emotion can do nothing. If you raise your voice, if you stay in the street, you see, they put borders on the street. Are we in America? Borders on the street to keep us inside here? What is this? What is this?
All the walls
And she told me that she has right to do this. If she did this here, what they can do in Gaza? Okay, today, like 1 o'clock, they cut the internet in Gaza. Why? To kill the innocent people, to kill babies, to kill women, to do genocide there. So what we can do here, at least speak up. Do not close your mouth. Speak up with the truth. Number 2, use your voice for election. Soon we have election. Soon we have election. could hear them. Raise your voice. Can you promise me? Yes! If you're looking for a change. But if you want to stay here like 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 2 nights, 1 week, they will listen. They will never listen to you. They only listen for voting. They listen to you guys if you register for voting. Unless we came here after 20 or 40 years to do the same what we're doing now. So please, register, vote, use your power, and do not let anyone to cheat you anymore. Thank you guys. Listen to me before anything. Okay. My name is Sheikh Ali, okay? And everyone knows me. I have many Jewish friends, okay? Many rabbis, they are my friends. Many priests, they are my friends. But we all together against the occupation, against the genocide. So you have to understand this clearly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Make sure to boycott Starbucks, McDonald's, boycott these companies that are funding this. Dunkin' Donuts. Early voting is tomorrow. Make sure to go stand around.
Sisters and brothers, it is my honor to introduce all the speakers here today. But it is a special honor to introduce my comrade and my dear friend, Dr. Rabab Abdul-Hadi. Rabab is the director and senior scholar of the Arab and Muslim ethnicities and diaspora studies at San Francisco State University.
Can't hear you.
Found teaching Palestine, and she has been the victim of terrible repression for our academics for teaching about Palestine. So please, it's an honor. Come on.
Assalamu alaikum. Masai al-khair. Very important topic. I'm very sure, and I agree with the Imam that our actions are more important than our emotions. But it's okay to be emotional. We have to mourn for the people who died. I'm going to share with They did it on their own. Why did they do it? Because for them, for our communists, for our sisters and brothers and siblings in the Jewish community, they do not want Israel to commit these massacres in their name. It is not in their name. They repeat again and again, never again, the cry from the Holocaust for anyone. Never again for anyone. Never again for the indigenous people who were genocided when this country was founded. Never again for the Africans who were kidnapped and brought here and enslaved. And we see every single day more killing of young people by the police. I know the police. By the police, and they are not getting justice. We know their killers are getting away free. This is not okay. But we know that in addition to Israel's fascist government that was set up on the land of the Palestinians, the Zionist project wants to erase all Palestinians because you cannot accomplish a land without a people or a people without a land unless you get rid of the Palestinians. It's logical. Think about why it's happening. Why is Gaza being attacked? And I want to disagree with all this stupid media coverage. That's so stupid. That's all they can do. One. Palestinian resistance did not jump off the head of babies. Palestinian resistance did not rape women. All of these lies that the stupid president of the United States goes and repeats based on the liar Netanyahu. And everybody knows Netanyahu. By the way, it is not just Hamas. All Palestinians in Gaza are united together to defend their land. Why? 16 years, 17 years of blockade, 56 years of occupation, 67, 75 years of Nakba, over 100 years of colonization and killing and torture of Palestinians. Enough is enough. People rise because everybody has the right to be free. Everybody has the right to be free. This is an act of self-defense. This is not an act of aggression. And also, just so you know, today is whatever we were able to get from Al Jazeera, because nobody can get in touch with us. Our friends are dying every single day. Every time I get a call, more people have been dying. We know that Hamas already offered the Israeli government the release of 2 elderly women. The Israeli government said no. Hamas is set up. They call for ceasefire, letting the humanitarian supplies enter. Only 20 trucks enter. People need to eat. This is not allowed. We know that they are asking for the shame. They give you wisdom to give us our freedom. And they're insisting on elderly, on women, on young people, on people who are sick in prison, who are dying in prison. You know that the Palestinians are dying in fire. Why is this going on? And I want to say, no more words. The U.S. government is standing by and doing nothing. The U.S. government yesterday, the Senate passed a resolution condemning students at U.S. universities for protesting for justice in for Palestine because these kids support justice for everybody. The U.S. government, the House of Representatives, and maybe our brother Jamal Bonham, giving his experience as somebody who's been brutalized, somebody who has been discriminated against, somebody who's been working in education. We would like to know. I'm so sorry. Why is it that the money that comes from AIPAC and Israeli Zionists to uphold Israeli aggression is more important than Palestinian land? Why? Why is that okay? We need to know that. We need to organize. We refuse every single attempt to silence us, to shut us down, to monitor our movement, and we rely on all our friends, everybody, from JBP to Black Lives Matter, to people in the all the people who are standing, all the worst people are standing beside us. It's the government who are corrupt, who are going for power to re-establish themselves in together and defend. You cannot have justice in one place and not justice in another. We are all human beings. Our lives are worth the same value. We need to come together and refuse and resist any attempt to silence us. Stand up, organize, speak up, and force the whole world to move around, and especially this U.S. government that claims to represent us, that is spending our tax dollars to buy more bullets for Israeli occupation. Thank you.
So when we elected Jamal Bowman, we were wondering what we were going to get. We were wondering what we were going to get. Was he going to turn into a Richie Torres? No. Kowtow to AIPAC? No. We complained to him that Palestinians weren't given the COVID shot by their occupiers. He wrote a letter to the Israeli consulate demanding under international law that they're required to give COVID shots to the people that they occupy. And he said, I quote, "I know how it feels to be a second-class citizen as a black man in America." I said, we got the right guy. That's Jamal Bowman. We're here because we demand a ceasefire. Well, guess what? In the U.S. Congress, the whole U.S. Congress, guess who put in the resolution to have a ceasefire? It was Jamal Bowman. Let me go. Remain our congressman for many years to come. Jamal Bowman.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Assalamu alaikum. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you all so much for organizing this rally. Thank you all so much for bringing attention to the siege that is happening in Gaza. Thank you for continuing to uplift Palestinian lives. Thank you for continuing to uplift the lives of our children. Thank you for continuing to uplift Muslim lives, Arab lives, and all lives. Every single life is precious. Every single one. We cannot allow the lives of anyone to be erased. This erasure of Palestinian lives and experience has been happening for decades. This erasure and marginalization of Muslim lives has been happening for decades. I remember what happened 9/11. And 9/11, the entire Muslim community being criminalized. And now it is beginning to happen again through the erasure facilitated by the U.S. government.
That's right.
I am ashamed, quite ashamed, to be a member of Congress at times when Congress doesn't value every single life. I am ashamed to be a member of Congress when I hear our president not valuing every single life. And when you look at this audience here, we do not only have Muslims here, we have the Jewish community here as well. We have the Christian community here as well. We have black, we have white, we have Asian, we have Latino, we have Arab, we have everyone here standing up and fighting for human rights. Now, I want to be very clear. The October 7th attack by Hamas was horrific. It was horrific, and it should be condemned.
No, it's not.
Now,
that's a resistance.
Let me say this.
No, that's a resistance.
Let me say this.
No, that's a resistance. The same as Ukraine have to resist the occupation of Russia. Hamas has the right to resist the occupation of Israel.
We call collective punishments.
No, that's a resistance.
Collective punishment.
That's a resistance.
Against international law.
لا ما هو في الأول
I am one of very few members of Congress calling for a ceasefire. There are 435 members in the House. I am one of 10.
No, that's not horrific.
Because every life is precious. Our children, 3,000, over 3,000 already killed. So many other civilians, thousands killed, tens of thousands. We have been talking about a Palestinian state for decades, but we haven't done anything about it. Palestine must become a state. There must be a state that has independence and self-determination. The U.S. Congress says Israel has a right to self-determination, so does Palestine. And we here have to continue to organize and demand that more of our elected leaders speak the truth. And the truth is, this is about human rights. It is not about one versus the other. Because when that happens, we just destroy each other. And we are in a horrible time. And we cannot succumb to the rage that takes us to the point of self-destruction or destroying each other. And that's why we call for a ceasefire. There has to be a pathway forward to peace, but not just to peace, to justice. Justice for the Palestinian people who have been under occupation for decades. Justice for the people of Gaza who are living with blockade and cannot move in or out without permission. No water, no electricity. 18 human rights organizations have referred to Israel as an apartheid state. We have to have honest conversations about that. And we got to do something about that. And right now the U.S. government is not doing enough. And we have to do more. So I, no matter what, will always stand for justice, will always stand for humanity, will always stand for human rights, and I'll always stand with our children. No matter what.
Good. Because I need to film just a little bit. Yeah, you're good.
Not one child over another child. And not the erasure of anyone's child. We have to stand together and we have to stand with them. Because they are the most vulnerable and they are the ones dying at the highest rate. So God bless you all. Please continue to raise your voices and raise your alarm. Please continue to call other elected leaders. Call them. Write to them. I have to tell you, I did not vote for the resolution that was brought to the House floor on Tuesday. And the reason why I did not vote for that is because I don't believe it gives us a path forward to peace and justice for all people. Because I didn't take that vote, I get hundreds, thousands of calls into my office of people trying to pressure me and intimidate me to do what they want me to do. Not for justice, not for peace, but for them. You have to make those phone calls. You have to write those letters. You have to write those emails. You got to reach out to your elected officials. You cannot choose one side over another. This is about human rights for all people. That is it. God bless you. Thank you so much. I love you. This is a really, really hard time. Horrible time. And we're going to continue to call for what's right on the ground in Gaza, which begins with the ceasefire. We're going to continue to do that. And after we get through this, hopefully it doesn't get much worse. We got to come together as a community. and organize and do everything in our power to fight against hate and to continue to uplift marginalized people and communities. Thank you all so much.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
I'm trying to document this just a little bit.
Ceasefire now!
Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide!
Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide! Stop funding genocide!
My friends, we're going to march in a minute so we can show the citizens of Yonkers who we are, what we stand for. But first, I want to introduce Suzanne Adderley from the National Lawyers Guild International Committee, co-chair for a few comments.
My family goes to that church. I'm also the president of the National Lawyers Guild. We have 5,000 members across the country. And I'm a member of the International Association of Democratic Lawyers that has an office in Gaza and that also has a consultative seat in the United Nations. And what I want to tell you about international law is this. Under international law, Palestinians have every right to resist their occupiers.
understand. My friends, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to march around and let everybody know that we need a ceasefire now.
Which side?
We're going to let all of Yonkers know. So if you would,
Which side?
On that side.
I can't help it, notice that our former council president Mike Getty is with us here today.
Stop the genocide.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to point out, she spoke earlier and she said she's from Palestine. If you have a heart, if you have a soul, we are all Palestinians. You cannot value life. You cannot say this life means more. You cannot say this life means less. If they were killing cats in the street, there will be a revolution on the street.
Yes.
They were killing cats. But now, with innocent children dying, the silence is deafening. I noticed we have two of the biggest mosques here. We have our brothers from the Riverdale Center. In solidarity. When they come to Andalusia for votes, I want just one question. When somebody knocks on your door and says, brother, I need your vote, I want you to ask them, where were you in October of 2023 when our people were You must organize. You must activate and hold your elected accountable. Yes.
Yep.
President Biden has blood on his hands.
That's right.
I am embarrassed as a Democrat that I voted for President Biden. I am embarrassed that I voted for President Biden. Bibi Netanyahu has blood on his hands. If you go to any online research, go to Webster's Dictionary, go to Wikipedia, go to any research, and you look up the definition of what war crimes are. If you look up the definition of what is apartheid, you would see what's going on in Palestine. Brothers and sisters, we are living history right now. In 20 years, when you're with your children and your grandchildren, how do you want to be judged with the atrocities and the human rights violations happening now? There is no neutral. You are either with the oppressors or you're either with the oppressed.
Free, free Palestine.
Not 1,000, not 1,000,000. We are all Palestinians.
1,000, not a million. We are
Thank you, my grandmother. And now we're going to march, inshallah. So everybody, we're going to go this way, come around. Yonkers here. Let them hear about this genocide. We need to stop this now. Free, free Palestine.
Free,
Okay.
Palestine will be free.
Remember that.
Hey, Rose, me! Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! The occupation's got to go! The occupation's got to go! Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not more money for Israel's crime!
Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime!
Netanyahu, you can't hide! You can't hide! We curse you and stand aside!
Thank you for covering this.
You're welcome, man.
Well, they're the ones who are buying the bombs. They should know that.
Huh?
Free Palestine, Habibi.
Say a few words. Say a few words.
Say. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Freedom for Palestine.
Yeah, that's what I know. They give you, they have this gel that they implant.